You saw it. The scoreboard, the pockets opening up, Patrick getting bumped more than usual. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Let's cut to the chase. This Kansas City loss to Buffalo wasn't just another loss. It highlighted a fault line that keeps showing up when the competition gets physical. And it's the one thing that can change everything for this offense, the run game. Think about the games where Mahomes looks untouchable. More often than not, the Chiefs are balancing tempo and doable. Early down runs that keep the defense honest. When the Bills come loaded in man coverage and they're willing to get grabby at the line, you can't simply willy-nilly force Patrick into half-second throws and expect him to win every rep. You need a plan that lets the offense control the clock, shorten the field, and cut down on those pocket pressure moments. Here's the clear headline. Kansas City didn't run enough, and Buffalo dared them to throw. The Chiefs responded with their usual brilliance in creative passing concepts. But when teams play throw-heavy, jam-the-hands-man coverage, and rush edge with intent, that approach becomes riskier. This team's best path back to consistent points, cleaner pockets, and longer drives is through a committed, smart run plan. I want you to picture this, early downs that actually move the chains, 4-yard carries that matter, purposeful split zone looks, and more Bouchard-style outside speed on designated outside zone reps. We saw glimmers. We saw good inside zone bursts and well-blocked split plays. But those plays were flashes, not the baseline. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down what worked in the Chiefs' run game, what failed, and why featuring the run doesn't mean playing timid. It means giving Patrick the time and space to make the big plays without carrying the whole offense on his back. I'll also show you why certain backs and specific run concepts are a better fit against the Bills' defensive profile. Quick question, and answer honestly in the comments. Was this loss a one-off, or did the tape reveal a repeatable problem? Type fluke if you think it was a bad night, or map if you think the Bills gave us a blueprint. I'll be watching the comments and calling out the best takes in the next video. Before we dig into film details, do me a favor. If you like straight, no-nonsense Chiefs breakdowns, smash that subscribe button. We're building this channel into the go-to spot for Chiefs fans, and we're pushing for 6,000 subscribers. Your click gets us one step closer. Also, hit the like button if you want an in-depth coaching-focused episode next. All right, let's roll into the tape. In the next chapter, I'll show the run plays that actually worked and where the Chiefs left yards on the field. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's dive into the tape, because the film doesn't lie. When you slow things down, you see exactly where Kansas City's run game worked and where it completely fell apart. Let's start with the good stuff. When the Chiefs stayed inside, that means split zone and inside zone concepts, the offense actually moved bodies. You could see the push up front, especially from the interior line. Guards were creating lanes. Centers were reaching to seal off defenders, and backs were falling forward for positive yardage. Those might not be highlight runs on SportsCenter, but those are the backbone plays that keep you ahead of the chains. The problem started when Kansas City went outside zone, those stretch runs that depend on patience and perfect vision. You can literally see it on film, running backs cutting too early, getting impatient, or misreading the flow. The blockers are setting up the wall, but instead of pressing the hole and cutting at the right time, you get premature bounces or wasted steps that turn a 5-yard opportunity into a 1-yard gain. That's a combination of coaching and player rhythm, not effort, but timing. Another thing you notice? When the Chiefs went GY counter, the classic gap scheme pull with the guard and tight end, it looked sharper. It's almost like this offensive line prefers hitting somebody square instead of chasing an edge. Those plays let our big men get downhill and punch, not reach and react. Here's the key pattern. When the Chiefs mix inside zone and counter concepts, Mahomes gets rhythm throws on second down instead of facing third and long chaos. The offense suddenly feels smooth again. That's what's missing when we get pass happy too early. It puts all the weight on number 15 and leaves no room for balance. Now, let's be clear. Nobody's saying abandon the pass, but this film screams for better teaching and execution on outside zone and more reps for the run schemes that already work. You fix that, and everything else, from play action to protection, starts clicking again. So let's put it to the fans right now. Which run concept should the Chiefs feature next game? Outside zone, inside zone, or power counter? Drop your vote in the comments, and I'll shout out the most popular pick in the next episode. And hey, if you're enjoying these film-focused breakdowns, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It helps us reach more Chiefs fans who love this kind of analysis. Here's where things get really interesting. Chiefs Kingdom. Because this isn't just about running for the sake of running. This is about protecting Patrick Mahomes from what Buffalo and other physical, well-coached defenses are doing every single time they face Kansas City. Let's look at the Bills' game plan for a second. They came out with man coverage, tight press looks, and a ton of edge discipline. What does that mean? It means they were willing to let Mahomes throw short underneath routes all night long as they could collapse the pocket and disrupt timing. And you could see it. Every time Mahomes dropped back without run-action influence, the Bills' edge rushers pinned their ears back and attacked. Now imagine if the Chiefs had forced Buffalo to think twice with consistent early down runs. Suddenly, those edges have to hesitate. Linebackers can't drop back into passing lanes quite as fast. The pass rush slows, even if just for a heartbeat. And that's all Patrick needs to step up and deliver. Running the football controls tempo, but more importantly, it controls the defense's rhythm. The more you make Buffalo's front read instead of react, the more mistakes they make. And let's not forget, this is a Bills defense that lives off calculated aggression. When you go play action after establishing a few tough runs, you can pull those linebackers out of the window and open up the middle of the field for Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, or even a sneaky motion swing to Isaiah Pacheco. Think of it like this. Buffalo's corners play grabby because they know the ball's coming out fast. They can afford to play on the edge of physicality because they expect pass every time. But when the Chiefs mix in run looks, those corners can't jam the same way. They hesitate, wondering if they need to seal an edge or support the run. That hesitation opens the door for Patrick's timing routes and those patented sidearm lasers we all love. And you know who else benefits? The offensive line. When you start leaning into inside zone and counter plays, you're letting those linemen get aggressive. They're no longer catching defenders on every snap. They're delivering the hit. That energy shift matters. It builds confidence. It tells the defense, you're not dictating terms anymore, we are. That's what makes this conversation bigger than just stats. This is about philosophy. You can still be explosive, still be creative, still be Andy Reid, but when you complement Mahomes' genius with a disciplined, focused ground game, you make this offense unstoppable. So let me throw this question to you. If you were Andy Reid, who gets the early workload next week? Isaiah Pacheco, Bashard Smith, or Kareem Hunt? Drop your pick below. And if you're loving this kind of deep dive breakdown, make sure you subscribe right now. We're chasing 6,000 subscribers, and every single one of you helps this channel grow. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's get into the tough part. What needs to change? We've talked about what the tape shows and why running matters, but now it's time to be real about the adjustments this team needs, from the coaching staff to the players themselves. Let's start up top. Andy Reid and Matt Nagy have to commit to balance. This doesn't mean running the ball 40 times a game. It means using the run to set up the pass, not the other way around. Too often, you can feel the play calling drift toward comfort. Mahomes in shotgun, 3 wideouts, maybe a fake motion, and boom, another quick throw into tight coverage. It's great when it works, but when teams like Buffalo, Baltimore, or San Francisco tighten up on defense, that comfort zone turns into a trap. The Chiefs need a week where the game plan starts with the run. That means more 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends, more split zone and counter concepts, and a willingness to let the offensive line lean forward instead of backpedaling in pass protection all night. Guys like Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are at their best when they're hitting people, not absorbing hits. Now let's talk coaching and execution on the outside zone. The film showed too many wasted steps, backs cutting too early, timing off, and edges not sealed. That's not just on the players, that's on how the run game is being taught. The Chiefs might need to simplify those reads or tailor the outside zone to backs who fit it best. For instance, Bashard Smith's speed and patience are perfect for outside zone, while Pacheco and Kareem Hunt excel when you let them go downhill on inside runs and counters. So why not play to their strengths instead of forcing everyone into the same mold? Then there's play calling rhythm. You can't run once, get stuffed, and immediately abandon it. You have to sequence your plays. Follow a failed run with a quick slant or RPO to keep the defense honest. Build layers. Force the defense to play guesswork football. That's how the best offenses operate. Finally, let's address personnel usage. This backfield is deeper than most realize. Get Bashard more involved. Use Pacheco's energy as a tone setter early and sprinkle in Hunt for those bruising short yardage runs. Rotating backs isn't a weakness. It's a weapon when you use it right. So, here's your question. Do you think the Chiefs need a change in coaching focus for the run game? Yes or no? Drop your vote below and tell us what kind of run identity you want this team to have. And while you're at it, if you'd love to see a dedicated video where we break down potential coaching tweaks or even outside hires that could help the run game, type coach in the comments. All right, time to close the loop, Chiefs Kingdom. Here's a simple, no-fluff three-point game plan the Chiefs should run with next week if they want to flip this script against teams like Buffalo, and more importantly, protect Patrick Mahomes and tilt games in their favor. 1. Feature the right runs early. Start the game with a sequence. Inside zone, then a GY counter. Make the OL strike first and let the backs get some touch-and-go reps. Keep your early down play calls conservative but physical. 4-yard gains are wins. When you establish those, your play action and mid-level passing windows open up clean for big plays. 2. Tailor outside zone to the best fit. Don't force outside zone on every back. Give Bashard Smith the bulk of those reps. His juice and patience fit stretch concepts. Use Pacheco for north-south power and Hunt in short yardage or third and manageable. If the read is messy, call a counter. If the edge is sealed, live with the inside cutback. Teach the reads in practice so the decision becomes automatic on game day. 3. Sequence with play action and protection priorities. After 2 to 3 successful run sets, run play action off the same looks and attack the linebackers. Adjust protection. When you show run-heavy early downs, the tackles can cheat more to the second level on play action, giving Patrick a half-second more to throw. That half-second equals open windows and fewer pressured mistakes. Now here's the fan verdict section, quick and honest. If the Chiefs do this, the upside is immediate. Cleaner pockets, longer drives, and fewer game-altering sacks on Mahomes. If they don't, you'll see the same tape. Pressure, rushed throws, and games decided by defensive aggression. So I want you to vote in the comments. Do the Chiefs fix this before the playoffs? Yes or no? Be bold. I'll pin the best answers and call out the most detailed takes in the next breakdown. Before we wrap, if this breakdown helped you, do the one thing that actually helps the channel. Subscribe. We're pushing hard for 6,000 subscribers, and your click gets us closer. Smash the like button if you want a coaching deep dive next, and share this with a friend who refuses to accept excuses.